after Noel has shown that video, right, my mind got stuck there, all right? So I'll tell you a small story about how I'm a big fan of Sarah, right? And I'm still stuck in that video, all right? So very funny story. When I went to India from Philippines in 2019, December I went, and I came in January, just 2 weeks, 3 weeks later. Everybody was talking about this Tala, Tala as a song. And I'm not surprised. The ad that you have done for Smart, right? It bumped the number of users from 1 million to 5 million, right? So that is power of Smart and Sarah, I would say. Again, okay, it's already 6:45. So I can say, magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Ako po ulit. Thank you. And want to say one more thing. Wag kayong magasawa? Oh no, magsawa, right? Sorry, I leaked the conversation between my wife and me. So she always says, right, don't get used to me. I always say, don't get married. That's a translation, guys, for whomsoever don't know about those statements. Right, coming back, okay, Saurabh asked me to do a panel, so I have to do for sure. You know, one thing that I have observed, whenever there is a big problem or a challenge, that is when all people unite, all brands unite. So the next panel that I'm going to call is like a classic case of collaboration. I would like to ask one question. How many of you are bankers or working in banking and insurance industry? You can raise your hands. Oh, now I can count how many number of people are sleeping across. Right. So one question I want to ask, what is the banking penetration in Philippines? Any guesses? You can make a guess, very easy. How much? Okay, I mean, I just Googled it a while ago. It is 56%, right? And do you think what is the penetration in terms of insurance? About 16% in terms of insurance. So the challenge that is being faced by all these panelists is to have this financial inclusion, right, in the country. So all these panelists are driving that financial inclusion because the goal is much larger and they all collaborate, right? So with that, I would like to call upon stage Miss Agnes. She is the head of marketing for Uno Bank. She is in this industry for quite long. And also, how many of you are fans of Taylor Swift? She's a big Swiftie here, right? Swiftie. And a mother of 5, 1 daughter and 4 dogs.
Good
That's
thing
right,
qualified.
right? Oh, yeah. Thanks, Agnes, for having us here. And the second panel on the stage is Kat. She always says that she and her husband are weekend warriors. So I would like to call upon stage Kat, head of growth for Union Digital Bank. And she is in this industry for quite long. So thank you for having. And third panel on the stage, I have an interesting story about her. She is an insurance industry for quite long, right? And she also worked with multiple companies. Her name is Kame, right? Where are you? Oh, here. You know what is Kame in Japanese? Anyone? It's a tortoise, right? And incidentally, she also has a pet name which is tortoise, right? Yeah. Thank you for being on stage. Thank you. And after all, beautiful ladies on this panel, right? I know already there is a Pogi on the stage, but I would like to call upon stage the most charming biker to the stage, Raymond. Oh, wow. So that completes the panel. All right. Thank you, Raymond, and thank you all the panelists for being here. So, Agnes, the first question is to you.
Of the 5 kids, 4 are dogs. I just want to make that clear.
All right. So you have been in this industry and you worked with coins, you worked with multiple other companies in the industry, and now you are with Uno Bank. How did this entire banking industry shaped up over a few years, right?
A lot has actually changed. I don't want to age myself, but when I started working, when I shifted my career from FMCG to financial services, there was no BPI app yet. You had to call 89100 to get, is that the correct number? But you had to call a certain number to actually get your balance. But now, those days are all gone. Everyone has a mobile app. And not only is it a basic mobile app, you can do everything in that mobile app. So that happened in a span of what, 7 years. So during that span of time, consumers became more discerning, more demanding. So before, I was so happy that I could do balance transfers. I didn't care if it took like a day, if it took like a few hours to do it. I was just happy I could do it conveniently using an app. But now they want it real time. They want to do it with just 3 taps. So those are the changes that has happened quite recently. And us as marketers we need to move faster in terms of, we have to come up with all of these developments before consumers even think of asking for it. So that's where personalization, that's where AI will be able to help us.
All right. So you mentioned that things have changed really fast over a few years, right? As a leader, again, Raymond, in this industry, and you need to deliver really fast, and many of the products that you need to deliver, as even banking products, everybody comes up now and says 6%, 7%. There is a war that is going on, and customers has a lot of choices, right? How to do you think whether the customer centricity is still in the play, or teams are always around chasing to deliver products?
So great question. So first of all, good evening. I know most of the people here are marketers. And we hear so much stuff about the technology and everything that is possible. So what I wanted to do was answer these questions in the most practical advice possible. One of the biggest learnings that I've had, I came from Paymaya, now I'm building GoTyme. 50% of brand building now and growth actually doesn't come from what we do as marketers. Grabe, as a marketer, that pains me to say that. It actually happens in the product experience, in the customer experience. So 50% of brand building happens in the product experience. Now, what that means is we need to go beyond customer centricity, beyond the ads that we produce, beyond the videos that we produce, but rather on the screen per screen experience that is happening in the app. Now, I know that's a scary thought that marketers are starting to move into the product experience, but it is a very big necessity now, especially within the team that we're building now, is that we're no longer just focused on the brand DNA, but rather it's like, what do people experience? Now, the trick is not just to look at the screen per screen, but even the steps that happens outside of it, offline. And I think customer centricity is being able to walk the shoes of the customer and thinking that to be able to build a brand and a proper sustainable growth, you have to start looking at the experience because it is part of the brand building process and for a more sustainable growth.
Thank you so much for that. Okay, it gives a shock to marketers whether to be on the marketing side or on the product experience side or more from the product management perspective, right? So in a way, banking penetration is much, much better. But when it comes to insurance, it is another challenge altogether, right? So how do you, first of all, even before creating that customer experience, the penetration itself is low? Or so how do you manage this? And how do you create this customer centricity?
Hi, everyone. First off, before I answer the question, my name is Kame Amado Gomez, and I head the B2B2C business model in Singlife, Philippines. You probably know the other brands here, GoTyme, and Union Digital, but I hope you also have heard about Singlife Philippines. One way or another, we are the first and only digital life insurer in the country, and it's really an honor to be included in this discussion. So for me, it's like catching up to the banking industry because, as you've said, the penetration of the insurance penetration is the country still quite low compared to the banking industry. And Singlife Philippines, being a digital-only insurance company, we've really used customer centricity to differentiate our products and services. I guess what makes our business model unique is that we distribute our products directly and we engage with customers directly without having agents in the middle. So that gives us a distinct and very intimate relationship with customers, and we really try to maximize that very unique position in the market to be able to serve our customers better. Having that digital position framed our thinking when it comes to designing experiences for customers. Because we're not weighted down by, I guess, legacy systems, manual processes, we're more candid, radical, and I guess more confident to design and actually deliver straight-through experience for customers. Given the proximity that we have with customers as well, being this close with customers give us direct access to a wealth of information about our customers, and that paint us a better picture of who they are, what their needs are, what they like, what they don't like. And I guess the beauty of also being a digital insurer is that everything is, we see everything almost instantly. So all these data about the customer, where they are in the customer journey, where they're dropping off in a particular step, for example, in the purchase journey, we get to see. So if a specific step in the journeys, we think it's off, why is the drop-off quite high here? We can easily revisit that page and make little improvements here and there to further enhance the experience that we're giving to our customers.
One interesting thing, I can never imagine insurance without agents, right? So, but here it is completely a
We've
different
made it
scenario.
possible, yes.
Yeah, you're right. So, because of that philosophy, right, I guess you need to collaborate with many other banks or different players in the ecosystem. How does that work?
Definitely, yes. So being a digital player, our distribution is, well, different. Since we don't have agents, we have to offer our products in different channels. So the business model that I'm heading, we offer our products by partnering up with existing digital platforms where customers already are, such as GCash. So that's our first distribution model. But we're also working on working with, I guess, more digital platforms. Hopefully, soon, with Uno, definitely, even GoTyme, Union Digital in the near future.
So, you can make a Harvard case study about this panel. Collaboration versus competition. It looks like you're collaborating more than competing with each other, right? Right, very interesting. So, next question is to you, Kat. What we have observed as Union Bank or Union Digital Bank is always on the forefront when it comes to technology, experience, customer experience, and others. So, entire market talks about personalization, personalizing the experience to the customers. Is it just a fad about personalization, or is there really a revenue that comes from the personalization, or any return on investment on this?
I think we can start with like Union Digital Bank. If you hear about it, normally, of course, you'll think of Union Bank. So Union Digital and Union Bank, I think it's a story of personalization as well as segmentation. So with Union Bank, they're a traditional bank, and of course, we know who are the market of the traditional bank. So the main reason why they created Union Digital Bank is to drive financial inclusion and then empower everyday Filipinos everywhere. That's why they went to the digital app. And then, as we know, we're part of a techglomerate. So we're really into customer segmentation and then reaching customers wherever they are. So with personalization, whichever part of the financial journey or digital banking journey they are, we try to create personalized messages. So we engage at what they want versus the traditional marketing model where we just mass market. So with personalization, whoever customer, whichever part of the pyramid they are, we know how to talk to them.
All right, thank you. So here, Raymond, the question is to you again on the personalization front. Whenever I speak to marketers or bankers, more than looking a customer as a person, it is looked at as a bank account, right? But when it comes to personalization is a relationship between a company and the customer, or a bank and customer. So how do you think banks can derive value with this personalization as such?
So the way you phrase the question is actually great, because in GoTyme Bank, the main mantra is to not look at people as bank accounts, but rather as humans. We're a human digital bank. I know it's a bit of a tongue twister there, and it's quite an opposite two words, but it is a driving force. Actually, our uniform has a heart on its sleeve, so that whenever we look at our watch, we also see that heart, so that we're always reminded to treat our customers as humans. Now, personalization and treating people as humans are wildly different, and it's also very difficult to scale. And that's why we work with MoEngage, because you can help us create personalized human experiences at scale. Now, not all of those experiences are created equal. To the marketers there's very different experiences, but the number one is timing. I think when you're speaking to a human, you interact with them in real time. And sometimes when we get addicted to the technology, we kind of forget that timing of the message is actually critical. The same one, and actually that's one of the key things that I would prioritize. I would prioritize installing good systems so that you can respond in almost real time, so that the person that you're talking to feels like they're talking to someone. But the other part is we can't forget that the more digital the world becomes, the more human we need to be. And I think that's one of the big push that we're trying to do, is that we always need to go in front of the customer so that we're able to speak to them. In a stage where everyone here is addicted to technology, I think the counter argument that you have to think about people more as humans and be able to see them as humans is actually a very good counterbalance for it.
All right, that's a great point, I would say. So again, taking cue from there, Agnes, you need to look at not as a bank account, but as a human. But at the end of the day, you need to serve the customer wherever they are, right? Whether if they are on the digital platform, you need to serve them on digital platform. If they are not on the digital platform, there are other ways to reach out to the customer. But what are the customer's expectations? How how are they shaping up, or how are they changing in terms of aspirations when it comes to personalization from the bank itself?
Okay. Despite all the digitalization happening, basic tenets of marketing still the same. It stays the same. So, what are the basic deliverables for marketing? Number one, it's to find out what the consumer needs are. Number two, help the product and the digital team develop products and services that will answer those needs. And lastly, it's to help the business development or the sales team sell that product that was developed. So those are all areas where personalization will help. AI in particular is something we're very excited about. Since the company was launched last year, AI was already part of our DNA because we believe that personalization is what will eventually set us apart. So how will AI come into play? It will basically help us, especially for a startup with a very, very small marketing team like ours. AI will help us understand our customers better. And with that understanding, we'll be able to come up with, we will be able to tailor fit campaigns for specific segments. And those are the types of campaigns that we believe customers will be more open to. And those are the ones that they will eventually accept and use up. So what are these types of, on a practical, what are practical applications of these? For example, if you took out a car loan with us, which we will be offering soon, one of the needs that you will have is insurance. So we can offer insurance after that. Maybe 3 years or 5 years after that, we will know that that car, most probably, you would want to replace already. So we will offer we will serve you another offer for a new car. Or based on your behavior, we see that on a monthly basis, you pay a bill for a postpaid phone line. So we will stop sending you all of these promotional pushes for prepaid load. So those are the types of how deeply we can go in terms of personalization to at the end of the day enhance to improve the customer experience and increase customer loyalty and what all marketers aspire for, which is brand love.
So Agnes,
connected to that, heart on your sleeve.
yeah, I mean, that was a nice thing. Even I would like to wear that shirt with a heart on it. So again, you mentioned about loans, right? So I want to understand from Kame, when it comes to InsurTech, so there are different types of customers, right? And you need to envisage different journeys that they go through. So how does it happen with Singlife?
I guess for us, we treat personalization as one of our superpowers, actually, because again, being digital, it's something that really sets us apart. Because majority, if not all of the digital executions in the market now is very, I guess, limited to micro or group insurance covers that are priced and designed for everyone. So it's almost as if we're doing a disservice to customers if we don't offer them personalized service, given our access to data and our tech capability as well. So how we do it in Singlife, how we apply it, in day-to-day, one I can think of is through acquisition. In acquiring our customers and marketing to our customers, given the data that we have, we're able to segment audiences within, the GCash database, our first-party database, and we are able to personalize the communication that we send out to these customers. We're also able to personalize the journeys that they go through because, again, different customer segments would probably need a very specific journey and then a specific insurance product that is more relevant to them. In terms of products, insurance products, technical insurance products, all of our comprehensive insurance products are priced individually. So that means we pull out the information that you currently have in our partner, in GCash, this instance, and ask you just a few questions about yourself. So we can make sure that you as a customer will get the best possible price for you according to your profile, your budget, and your needs. So that's one area that we also do personalization. Even claims, we also personalize the journey for our customers. So for example, for more, I guess, smaller claims, we really made it easy for the customer to file. We don't ask so many questions. They can easily do it themselves. And at the back end, it's all automated, so they get their benefit within 24 to 48 hours. But of course, if it's a more serious claim, nobody wants to go through, I guess, the process of claiming alone. So for that, we make like an exemption, and we hand them over to our claims ambassadors, who will handhold them throughout the claims process.
So I have 2 children and 1 wife, so I have only 1 wife there. So what do you think, which policy I should take?
Young children?
Yes, very young, 4 and a
Are
half.
you the breadwinner of the family?
As of now, yes.
So I would recommend you check out Cash for Income Laws through GCash. So it's designed for breadwinners specifically, and it replaces or gives you a monthly cash benefit in case you. I'm really selling here.
Yeah,
In case you get disabled or you pass away, so you can continue to provide for your 2 kids and your 1 wife.
Oh, yeah. And how about if I have second one? Is there
Second wife?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, our journeys are not that personalized yet.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for that.
No problem.
All right. Thank you so much for that. So first time I felt that as if like I am sitting on the other side, because generally I am talking, I am selling. But first time I felt like she is selling to me in this panel. Yeah. So again, Kat, a few pointers over here. Agnes mentioned about AI personalization. What do you think about the future? How does it shape up when it comes to this personalization or different technologies? How do you think banking will embrace these technologies?
For Union Digital, we really embrace it. So one main reason why we embrace technology is the greatest equalizer for us. So with technology, we're able to provide banking products at a scale. And then with the scale, of course, and then with the rich data, we want to provide loans to the everyday Filipinos. So those are the people who are in the middle or at the bottom of the pyramid. So through AI, we don't need branches, we don't need face-to-face EKYC. So from there, we will be able to give loans to those who really need it the most. Because right now, loans are only provided to like people with transaction data with a bank. But through mobile data, through other alternative data sources, we want to provide and empower Filipinos by giving them access to credit.
So, I mean, I want to share this same idea or same question in terms of what do you think is the future of this personalization and in the banking space, Agnes?
Well, for me, it's here to stay. It's something we have to embrace. So especially for digital players like us, the transition will not be so hard because the technology is there already. And there's richness of data that we cannot process otherwise. So the most efficient way for us to be able to utilize and really use up that data is through the use of personalization and AI.
The last question, again, Raymond, one question that came into my mind when I was talking to Agnes is that digital bank is set up with an objective of financial inclusion, right? So it requires certain amount of digital literacy. So how do you think the digital banks will embrace the other end of the spectrum
We employ a phygital model, so it's yet another buzzword that we're going to add to the literacy of buzzwords here today. But we have physical kiosks and physical bank ambassadors. What we've seen is having that human interaction actually bridges the gap between digital literacy and financial literacy. And it's actually something that we're very proud of in being able to create. Now, personalization is something that you just mentioned, and this is one of the striving and guiding forces, at least of the marketing team. So it's the same message that I'm putting here. I see this group in this room as the epicenter of like growth marketing in the Philippines, right? This collection of people here. And one of the things that we wanted to push forward is that it's not just about personalization, it's not just about utilization of data, but rather the creation of beautiful experiences. I think that's where the power of personalization and human creation happens, because as marketers, we're not just, X's and O's, ones and zeros, but we're looking for that personal touch, that human touch. Now, it takes a while and a lot of effort and a lot of learning to be able to set up a journey that makes it feel like it's personalized, but more than anything, beautiful. And I'm hoping that I can challenge the room here that as we get better and better in implementing this technology to the rest of the Philippines, we're not just doing it because it creates a better conversion, but rather we create a much more beautiful world as part of it.
Fantastic. Alan, when you said that beautiful world, I hope when we sit next time on the same panel, the bank penetration goes up by at least 10% with the help of all the members here. Thank you so much. It has been a lovely panel. And of course, beautiful ladies and a pogi. All right. Thank you. Marami salamat.
Thank you.
Thank you.